Climate change is causing sea levels to rise, which means we need to think about new ways to adapt and protect our coastal communities. One innovative solution is floating dwellings, which offer a number of benefits for the future of our housing. Welcome to our video where we take a look at the fascinating world of floating dwellings and how they could change our future. In today's crowded world, we are struggling with population growth and looking for sustainable solutions to provide enough space for everyone. One solution could be floating dwellings. Floating dwellings are sustainable because they minimize the burden on land-based infrastructure and can be designed with environmental considerations in mind. Due to their floating nature, these houses are resistant to flooding and sea uplift, which is key to protecting residents in challenging conditions. Floating dwellings offer unique flexibility as they can be easily relocated or adapted to suit the needs of the occupants and changes in the surrounding environment. The combination of sustainability, resilience, adaptability, and mobility makes floating dwellings an attractive and innovative solution for our growing cities and coastal communities. So what's behind these interesting structures and how did their creators get inspired? One of the key aspects in the design of floating dwellings is inspiration from nature, which is called biomimicry. Biomimicry is an approach that seeks to mimic effective strategies and principles from nature so that we can use them in our own inventions and technologies. One such example of inspiration from nature is the lotus leaf, whose surface is capable of self-cleaning and retaining water. In floating homes, we can use the lotus effect to develop materials that resist dirt and retain water, reducing the need for maintenance and increasing sustainability. Another inspiration is mangrove forests, which have a unique root system capable of resisting erosion and flooding. In floating dwellings, we can mimic this root system to stabilize structures and provide protection against flooding and sea uplift. For floating homes to operate efficiently, a wide range of technologies must be used to provide energy, water, and other basic needs. Floating dwellings often use renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, or wave power to minimize their impact on the environment. Providing clean water is a key challenge for floating dwellings. Some use technologies such as rainwater, seawater, or condensate from air conditioning. Efficient waste management is another important aspect of floating dwellings. Many of them use composting, biological treatment, and recycling of materials. Food can be grown on board floating dwellings using hydroponics and aquaponics, minimizing the need for land and increasing local food self-sufficiency. One of the most famous examples of a floating city is Oceancity, developed by Oceanix in collaboration with architect Jark Ingels. It is designed to be sustainable, self-sustaining, and flood-resistant. Oceancity focuses on innovative technology, sustainability, and social development. However, the project faces challenges such as funding, technical issues, and collaboration with governments and international organizations. Another example of floating dwellings is Ijsberg, a floating village in the Netherlands. This village consists of several floating houses that are anchored on concrete pontoons and connected to public utilities. Ijsberg shows that floating dwellings can be successfully integrated into existing urban structures. However, building and maintaining such dwellings requires specific construction expertise and overcoming legislative obstacles. Floating dwellings also offer the possibility of temporary solutions for climate refugees and victims of natural disasters. They allow quick and flexible shelters to be set up in areas affected by flooding or rising sea levels. Despite the challenges faced by floating dwellings, their potential for the future is undeniable. More and more architects, engineers, and urban planners are focusing on developing sustainable and innovative floating solutions for different purposes. In addition to Oceancity and Ijsberg, there are many other interesting examples of floating dwellings, such as a floating farmers market in Vietnam, an eco-friendly floating house on a lake in Canada, or a floating hotel in Sweden. Floating dwellings represent a unique option for future housing that can help address the challenges of population growth, climate change, and sea level rise. Floating homes offer several advantages, such as reducing the burden on land-based infrastructure and natural resources, promoting sustainable lifestyles, and using space sparingly. They can also be linked to the protection of the marine environment and the promotion of biodiversity. On the other hand, floating dwellings can also bring some challenges and problems. These include the possibility of social isolation, the impact on marine life due to pollution or noise, and the need to address legal and security issues such as seabed ownership and border protection. In order to maximize the benefits and minimize the problems associated with floating habitats, it is important to take a comprehensive approach to their development and management. This involves collaboration between architects, engineers, urban planners, biologists, and local and international authorities. In the future, we can expect further research and innovation that could improve the technology and ways of living in floating dwellings. This includes advances in energy, materials, and design. One of the key aspects for the success of floating homes will be cooperation between states and the private sector at a global level. Collaboration can include sharing technology, financing, and exchanging information to make floating homes affordable and sustainable for as many people as possible. Although we still face some challenges, the future of floating habitats is promising. Together we can create better and more sustainable ways of living for ourselves and future generations. Today we have looked at various aspects of floating homes, their technology, examples, and potential impacts on society and the environment. Thank you for joining our video today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. If you have any thoughts or experiences with floating dwellings, please share them in the comments. Thanks for watching and have a great time.